Welcome everybody to the Mario Kart 64 tournament happening here at Pace in Laurel, Maryland. I'm the TheMrWa. Joining me, I've got Uno and Weatherton. How you doing, guys?
Hey, guys.
Doing great.
So you're both taking part in this as well. You're in the next bracket, and you guys are going to talk about how that all goes on. But beforehand, as a reminder, guys, we are doing this to raise money for Urban Arts. Urban Arts is a fantastic cause that helps raise money for underprivileged children, giving them a chance at education in video game design. And also, as well, with your donations, you can also get a chance to win some fantastic prizes, ranging from a signed copy of the video games for the Mario Brothers that are happening tomorrow, and the 120-star LTA. They will be signed by the runners. A 70-star, 70-person relay VHS from last Pace, or $25 donation gives you a chance to win a Nintendo Switch OLED, I believe, if I remember rightly. Yeah, that's right, a Nintendo Switch OLED. So get your donations in with ! Donate to be able for a chance from that. But without further ado, we're going to talk a bit more about Mario Kart, what's going on there, and I'm going to hand over to these guys that are going to explain a bit more about how this is going to work and who we've got up running.
Awesome. Weatherton, you want to take it away?
Sure, yeah, this is Mario Kart 64 4-player versus. There was play-ins to get to this point. We have 2 semifinals. The top 2 from each round will move on to the final, so you'll have those 3 matches in a row. Should take about 45 minutes, roughly, for each round to go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And if you wanna, do you wanna go through the players? I'll hand it to you.
So player 1, we got Kyle playing as Wario. Player 2 in the top right, that's Andy playing as DK. We got Johanian playing as Luigi in player 3, and player 4 is Yale playing as Peach.
Yeah, but speaking, because you're talking right now, and this is very, very important. I'd just like to also point out, we did have a donation whilst we were setting up for $250 from Kyle. And the reason I mention you is the comment just reads, Uno!
So Kyle on stage rooting for Uno.
All right, so we're going to get started then. We're going to do a little bit of a countdown. So on go. 3, 2, 1, go! They're off.
And so for this tournament, we start with the Mushroom Cup, and then we go in reverse order after that. So after we play 4 tracks at the Mushroom Cup, it'll head over to Special, and then we'll do Star Cup followed by Flower.
Yeah, basically that's to make sure you don't end on Rainbow Road, which is about the most boring race. You don't want to end with that. This is a special ROM hack they're playing on. It's all the characters' stats are the same, so that's important. It didn't matter what character you chose. Everybody has a Yoshi hitbox, Yoshi stats. Just the look, right? I'm glad everybody chose something unique, so
Exactly.
that's cool.
So we're just finishing up lap 1 here. We got Johanian hitting the lightning bolt. That should bring him up to first place here as he catches up with Peach. We'll see what item cycles they get next.
Yeah,
Also want to point out, so for those that are watching here now, and for those that are here at Pace, obviously these guys, this is the semi-finals and finals. We did do first rounds that are happening in the practice room, so we did have how many people total? Was it 32 or 6?
I think we had 7 rounds.
Seven rounds.
I think there was 14 people, I think. We had 7 rounds of multiplayer to cut to the top 8, and Weatherton and I will be in the next semifinal after this. So the top 2 in this will advance, and then they'll see Weatherton and I in the finals. Just kidding.
That's some confidence right there.
I think that's unlikely because our round will include Dan, who's very highly ranked.
And Ted. Don't forget about Ted. We're heading into lap 3 into the tunnel here. Yeah. So Kyle's in first place going into the tunnel. We'll see what speed items they get. Andy's running.
It's worth mentioning the items, right? So the items they're picking up, when they go through the item blocks, the place that they're in when they actually get the item determines the probability of what items they'll get.
Yale takes first on Luigi, followed by Kyle. Johanian takes third.
Absolutely fantastic. So that's first race of 16, was it?
16,
first race of 16 tracks.
Yeah, and you can see the scores at the top. By the way, it does keep a running total there in the ROM hack. You get 3 points for first, 2 for second, 1 for third, and a goose egg for fourth.
Yeah, we might, if we're doing the OBS in the back, we might need to just pause a little bit between the tracks, but we can get it updated on the screen.
Oh yeah, it should be on the.
So Yale has 3, Kyle has 2, Johanian has 1, and Andy has 0.
Yeah, so the items you get, if you're in fourth place, you can get the best items, Right, you'll have the highest probability of getting a speed item or a lightning, that kind of thing. If you're in first place, you're lucky if you get a mushroom. That's a 10% chance. Red shell and ghost are the lowest probability at 5% each. But in terms of the items you want, the ghost is very powerful in first. You can steal a powerful... You're literally stealing an item from other people on screen. So screen watching, very important strategy in this game. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to know where you are at all times. Got to know what items everybody has.
Especially because on some courses, and this isn't one of them, but lightning is very powerful. And so you want to defensively have a ghost to steal it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, a couple courses have jumps, so if you have a lightning bolt, it'll prevent you from doing the jump, so you basically have to stop in your tracks and wait till you get big.
And that's what some of the more experienced players will know. Some of those jumps, there's ways around it. Some of them are a little risky. You can still jump while you're small, and some you cannot, so it kind of depends on the course.
Going under the bridge, Andy's still holding off on the first place. He got a single red that Kyle hits.
Andy is probably hitting the most banana peels.
Oh yeah, he's DK. He's feeding that monkey.
Yeah,
Yale
definitely
goes
feeding
down.
that monkey.
Johanian coming around the final turn, going under the last bridge in first. Can he hold off DK?
Oh,
Oh,
man!
DK snipes him right at the frame.
What? So you'll notice Andy was both he was shrooming and sliding. In this game, you want to slide whenever you're using a mushroom.
So
it actually
Andy
goes
comes
a
in
lot faster.
first, so Andy's now up to 3 points.
Wow, all tied
Johanian
up.
Second, 3.
Right.
Kyle with 3, and Yale with 3 as well.
Yeah.
As we head into Koopa Troopa Beach.
All right, so those first two tracks meant nothing.
Because it's tied.
Start over, 14 left.
This one has no shortcuts on this in this tournament, except for the ramp in this course, because it's intended by the developers. And there is in Yoshi Valley, there's a little cut we can take on the canyon jump.
Yeah, the hairpin turn.
So no shortcuts apart from the shortcuts.
Apart from the 2 shortcuts.
Okay.
But pretty much every level has shortcuts that are unintended by the developers. Those are not permitted.
Oh.
All right,
You got a little speed strategy by Kyle there. When you're small and you run into one of the crabs, it actually speeds you up to run into the crabs. So that was intentional.
or spin out anyway. So you can shake your control stick. You can run into a banana peel. But yeah, so nobody went through the shortcut first lap, I don't think.
Andy did do the finish line glitch.
Okay.
So first place, there's a polygon to the far right of the finish line. And it doesn't matter what place you're in, if you stop your item block right over that polygon, it'll pick up a 4th place item. So
yeah, it just happens to straddle the finish line, so it actually thinks you're at the start of the lap when you're at the end for that brief moment.
So is there any other kind of item manipulation or RNG manipulation that you can do on these tracks?
Yeah, well, that was probably the clearest example of literal manipulation. But sometimes you'll want a sandbag, so you actually purposely start slowly to get a better item, or you drop back. The ghost, again, you can steal. But otherwise, it's really about knowing the probabilities of the items by place.
Definitely. So when you run through an item block, it starts to rotate, but you can pause that item whenever, like whatever place you're in. So if you're in second and you hit the block, it starts to cycle through.
Right.
And if you then become in 3rd place and hit the item button, then you'll get the 3rd place item instead.
Yeah, you do choose when the roulette stops, and that's when it's chosen.
Yep.
But it's completely random at that point. So it's not like you see the item on screen and hit the button and it's that item. That's not how it works.
Yep. So Kyle takes 1st place, so that brings him up to 6. Andy was 2nd, brings him up to 5. And Johanian finished 3rd.
All right, into the last course of the Mushroom Cup. Calamari Desert's one of the slower feeling courses because the terrain is very inefficiently programmed, we'll put it that way.
Well, there wasn't much room for the programming, you see.
Nice.
Thank you.
I like it.
Kyle instantly gets a bolt in the first set of items, so we'll see what he does with the lightning here.
Yeah, notice he's holding on to it, so he's thinking strategically.
You'll see people cut to the left over the sand, and if you're doing mini turbos, which is where you see the yellow to orange smoke, it's actually faster to cut over the sand. And he likes to hold the lightning bolt for the first lap.
Mini turbos in this game, probably the hardest ones to execute in any Mario Kart game, I'm pretty sure. It's like 10 or 11 steps.
Skill game.
Yeah. You have to do quite a few different things in the right sequence and charge up a mini turbo. And to do that on a straightaway is kind of difficult.
I briefly saw a boo in one of the item blocks. I don't know if that's why Kyle chose to do it, but he's going to take a commanding lead here with that bolt into a shroom.
Got the bolt and the mushroom, yeah. It's a good combo, especially on this course.
Andy hit with the red, but he's got a red out. I think he's a little too far away from, yeah, that doesn't hit Kyle. A blue comes out. Did that go into the railroad tracks? I don't think it went through.
Yeah, there's 3 different types of shells. So the blue shell is going to navigate itself to the middle of the track, and as long as it makes it to the middle of the track, it's going to seek down that first player. If it doesn't make it there, it might hit a wall and break. Red shell kind of does the same thing, but it's just seeking the next player up, and you can definitely hit yourself with that one pretty easily.
Kyle has a boo out in first place, so he tried stealing an item. Well, how did he not get anything? Mushrooms were out for Andy.
He's getting very good item luck right now. This that go from the boo to the shroom. And he got the shroom earlier after the lightning. I mean, yeah, Kyle's.
So Andy gets.
We'll see what he gets here, though. He's got a defensive item there.
See what Johanian gets for the last pickup item. He can shroom through this sand and catch up to Yale. Wario with the swag finish, first place, so he's up to 9 points.
And then we're going to have
Andy takes second.
That's 7 points.
Triple reds on triple reds. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, he blocked all of them, and one of the reds got through at the end.
Yeah, when they're circling around you, you can still get hit.
It puts Yale in 4 points and Johanian in 4 points.
So Yale and Johanian are tied at 4 points. Andy has 7 points. Kyle in the lead with 9 at the end of the Mushroom Cup.
Yep. So now we're on to the Special Cup, starting with DK Jungle Parkway.
This is the laggiest level in the game. Frame rate is 10 FPS on average.
Feels lower than that sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how my brain operates first thing in the morning.
The monkey's over. We'll see if he can defend his home track.
Lightning is incredibly powerful in this course. If you get hit with it, you'll get bonked by the natives in the woods there, and you'll float down, and then you can't make it over the river, as far as we know, while you're small. So
yeah, no known
watch out for lightning.
Jump over with lightning. You'll see a lot of the players cut hard on this hill, save some time, try and grab an item, and then jump up the hill.
And when you see them slow down, they'll be generally triple tapping A to accelerate quickly. That's especially effective with lightweights, and they all have Yoshi stats, so it's a built-in mechanic.
Yeah, instead of getting a slow start from whenever you get knocked out or spun out, triple tapping A can get you right up to top speed really quickly.
Yale took a swim in that jungle river, whatever that is.
I think that's Stinson Falls, right?
Stinson.
All right, we're heading into lap 3.
Lap 3, and have we seen a lightning? This is
not yet. Yale picks up the star.
Okay, well,
there we go.
Speak of the devil, there it is. All right.
He likes to use it early, so that way.
Kyle's gonna have to sit
he's gonna
there.
have to wait. That allows them to get time around the ramp. They've all caught up. Ooh, out comes.
All right, Kyle back to second now.
Yeah. Blue's out.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
spins
hard.
over.
I mean, Kyle's back to third, but that blue's going to help, I think.
Yeah, the blue hits.
Well, so Kyle got back into second. Johanian then used red shell, and that then changed it back over again.
Yep. Johanian hit the tree. Kyle sneaks into first. DK's coming around the corner. Another lightning bolt comes out. That'll help Johanian.
Oh, man,
close.
Andy. Okay, yeah, so we saw what happens when you go off trail, but Andy just barely stayed on. If you touch that grass, you're getting hit.
3 points for Kyle.
Oh, no!
Another lightning. Johanian sneaks in for second.
2 points for Johanian.
And Monkey in third. So that'll reset the totals. Kyle at 12, Andy at 8, Johanian at 6, and Yale in 4. On to Yoshi Valley. So Weatherton was talking a little bit earlier about the hairpin turn on this course, so that is an allowed quote-unquote shortcut.
Yeah, this is debatable. Is this a shortcut that was intended or not? But it's definitely not difficult, other than the fact that the consequences are significant if you miss on this one.
Yeah, and a lot of people put banana traps and decoy blocks.
Yeah, you go tumbling down for a while. Well, I'm sure we'll see some.
Yep. So you see Andy do the hairpin turn along with Kyle. Yale went too. Yeah, Yale was through.
That egg will crush you, and you'll float down while crushed for a while. So.
In one of my prelims with Kyle, he went through the egg with a star, and it just smacked the egg over. And I was like, oh, cool.
Into the air, yeah.
I'm just going to go straight through. And right as I got there, the egg reappeared and squished me.
Did it reappear? I think it landed.
It landed right on it squished me. Yeah.
It goes up like, I don't even know.
Lightning bolt right on the hairpin turn. That was a perfect execution by Johanian right there with the lightning bolt, preventing Kyle and Andy and Yale to go around the hairpin turn.
Yeah.
Catch up.
And it's good to prevent them from going over. It's probably better to have them be going over and then you crush them.
Yeah. And I really like this track because it takes away the numbers on the screen, gives you a little bit more screen real estate, and then you have the question blocks. Even though the game knows what place you're actually in, it's just kind of fun sometimes with
they don't want you to know what place
they don't want you to know. Heading into lap 3. Let's see what these items are going into the...
And they're all the path they're taking, by the way, through that maze. That is not the fastest path, but it's pretty darn close. Mm-hmm. The fastest path is got a bunch of spines.
A little too hot there. Going forward allows Kyle to sneak in. Andy makes the turn clean.
During the next round, you're going to see a lot more people falling off that canyon because I'll be one of them. I can commit to that.
Yep.
That was pretty good, though.
So he goes in hard into the finish here. If you hit right at the corner of the fence, you can clip in because the start-finish line extends all the way down to the grass. So Kyle takes first.
Oh, it extends all the way to the other side of that canyon there, but yeah.
Andy up to 10 points. Johanian 6, and Yale with 5.
All right, Banshee Boardwalk. We were wondering how bright this was on their TV up there. So if they're falling in the water a lot, it might not be that bright on their TV.
It's really dark here on the monitors.
Yeah.
But can't tell if the Kool-Aid is below or not.
It's Mario Kart.
See if anybody falls in the Kool-Aid. Here we go. Ooh, nice decoy there by Kyle.
If you're used to playing this in time trials, this is one of the courses that's a little different in multiplayer. It's got bats here. Bats that can hit you and can squish you if you're small.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so lightning bolt can be used on the S-turn or it can be used in the bat house.
If it's used in the bat house, I just sit there and wait personally.
Yeah.
Because there's probably a way to sneak around, but I'll just get hit.
I think it wastes more time sneaking around, but that's just because I'm bad at it probably. But also the bat house comes into play if somebody has a blue shell. The blue shell kind of gets lost and just loses its mind inside the bat house. So if you're far enough in first to get into the blue house with the blue, then you can basically just dodge the blue.
Outrun that thing, yeah. Okay, we'll see if Andy goes for it. Okay, I guess he went for it. I would have gotten hit there for sure.
All the way around, yeah.
Personally.
But you see how Yale was able to sneak through, but Andy had to go the long way because he was small.
So we talked about how powerful lightning can be on certain tracks. Example of this was Johanian then hit by lightning straight into the drink.
Yeah,
so much time now lost to be able to catch up to everyone else. There's just getting bullied on the track.
Yeah, there's a lot of railing, but then there's a lot of spots that are not railing when you really need it. But he picked up some lightning bolt, so that's going to allow him to catch back up.
The beta version of this course had railings on every bit of the track, but the house that they go through had an extra wall in it that you basically had to run into the wall because it was this wall that just you slammed into.
Ooh, Kyle hits the post. Allows Andy to sneak through.
The other thing about the Lightnings is these guys know what the scores are. They know the top two are moving on. So there's certain rival you're looking at to disrupt.
Oh, Yale hits. Can he get to second? Can he cross the line?
Oh!
He hits it. Tumbles through for second. So Andy in first. Kyle second. Yale in third. That brings Kyle up to 17, Andy at 13, and Yale and Johanian at 6. That was a crazy finish. And we're on to Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road, where we list fun facts during this one because the first 2 laps don't matter if we're just being honest.
Pretty much.
There's a reason that when this came back to Mario Kart 8, I think it was 1 lap.
1 lap, yeah.
That was the correct decision.
I don't
So
mind.
what's the issue with this track then?
It's really long, so it's the longest track of any Mario Kart, right?
I
think
can't
they
imagine
said,
anything longer.
Yeah, they said this is the longest track. There's a lot of shortcuts. Everybody probably has played this before knows you can just jump off at the beginning. There's a couple other shortcuts on here too.
But yeah, we don't allow them in this tournament.
It's Rainbow Road. There's a lot going on. There's railing all the way across, but you can still fall off.
Especially the section right before the star. If you jump at the wrong time, you're just going off. And right after the finish line too. You will get airborne unless you basically are going to get a little bit airborne.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to catch yourself on turns, especially with the shells coming at you, because your momentum's going to carry you off the side, and that's going to put you back. It's not over. I mean, you can overcome falling off. There we go. Yale's off the side. That doesn't mean he's out of it because it's still lap 1. So there's plenty of time on Rainbow Road to come back, especially
those red shells and the blue shells. If you're sliding, you get a lot of sideways momentum. So if you know somebody behind you has one of those, you kind of, on this course especially, you really want to avoid sliding. At least you want to be on the inside of the turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Andy tried stealing the bolt, but he got the mushroom instead.
Johanian just holding on.
Yeah, he's
holding on until he got to the items.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Just make sure you can line up the item.
All right, I think the first fun fact is that we're still on lap 1. Oh, there, lap 2.
Yeah, so lap 2 is the official sponsored by MGA Fun Facts. So I do have some fun facts if anybody likes 4-player versus. We actually have the Euro meet is actually next week. It's going to be June 10th through 16th, and that's going to be hosted on Matthias's Twitch channel. So it's MK64MR. And then in July, the end of July, 26th and 27th, there's a Wisconsin 4-player verse meet that's going to be hosted by Glass. So that's Glass_SAB. And then we have a Summer Kart meetup. That's going to be a big one, August 6th through 11th. And that's on the Abney 317.
And if, in general, you're interested in Mario Kart 64 speedrunning versus whatever else, MarioKart64.com. You can go there. There's a Discord channel, pretty active channel there. And then all the other Mario Karts are on there as well.
And I think we're also supporting a charity. Is that right, Mr. Wild?
Well, that's what the whole thing here is, what we're doing here at Pace. We are raising money for urban art. Exclamation mark donate. We've got a goal for the end of the week of 40,000. We're currently at 11,583. There are some fantastic incentives to give you a chance to win some prizes, ranging from a signed cartridge for some of the games coming up for the LTAs. Mario Brothers 1, that's a $15 donation. $15 donation for the SM64 Japanese cartridge, signed by the runners in the original box. No point showing it to the camera, they can't see us. A $10 donation for a chance to win a Scott Pilgrim Comics and Blu-ray bundle. $5 donation for a chance to win a SM64 VHS, the 70-person, 70-star relay, which happened last Pace. Also, whilst I mentioned that, this coming Pace on Thursday, we're actually going to be having our 120-person, 120-star relay happening. And that's happening a bit further on, later on Thursday, after the first day of the LTAs. $25 for a chance to win a Nintendo Switch OLED, and a $20 donation for a chance to win a HDMI modded Nintendo 64 console. And all I could done with exclamation mark donate, you can donate to the Urban Arts, like we had Dan's Game 89 with the $111.11.
One's in chat.
All the ones in chat with the comment 1. So let's get them ones in chat. And guys, exclamation mark donate if you would like to help out.
W-O-N.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of one, we have a race here.
Yeah.
and
Racing.
Kyle's in first place.
we do have a race. Well, hold on. I remembered one other fun fact as we were talking about 120 stars. We got a lot of Mario 64 fans here and running and whatnot. There's 121 stars in that game, are there not?
Yeah.
And you have to collect that 121st star for it to, that's what we were going for, right? So I've just always found that funny. I know the file says 120. It never updates to get that 121st. It's 121 star. I think we need another person at that race. I'm not the person to be added.
Andy sneaks in first on that one as we finish Rainbow Road with Kyle in second and Johanian in third. So that should put Andy now.
That was fairly close considering it was a 17-minute race.
Yep. 17 minutes. That's
probably more.
I've started going great
like
from the
5.
Rainbow Ride. I'm not going to lie.
So we're ready for Wario Stadium. So this is where we put the 2 longest tracks back to back.
Rainbow Ride. So that's the Mario 64 star, I think, Rainbow Ride. And that's also very long, unless you do carpetless.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm dreading having to watch that however many times over the week, just because my heart's going to race so much. Also, as well, last thing about on Urban Arts, it would be really great if by the end of this section, so by the time we have a winner of this event, if we can hit $12,000, that'd be great. That's kind of like the goal I want to hit, and that's like $305.88 away. So, it's doable, guys. Anyway, I'll let you guys carry on talking about Mario Kart.
This is another, the lightning is pretty important.
Yeah, this is a big skill.
There, as I say that, Johanian has got one. He's probably going to hang on to that. There's the break in the track that you go over one part of the track. If he uses that at the right time, he's probably going to knock somebody down there. It's difficult but not impossible to get over when you're small. But if you're spinning out right near the edge, you're probably falling in. So let's see what he does with Kyle. Kyle's probably going to... He just went for it. Okay.
He's targeting.
Yeah, he targeted. He's like, you know what? Kyle's not my guy. He wanted... Okay, yeah. Andy got over with an MT, but he also got over because he got big.
You know what this track reminds me of? It reminds me of another franchise's racing game.
Yep.
Crash Team Racing,
Oh,
Tiny
yeah.
Tigers track.
It's a great game.
Just like the aesthetics, the way the ramps are, just reminds me of that on this track.
You know, I think this is the only Mario Kart 64 track that has not been redone in a later Mario Kart. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong?
I believe so.
Yeah, I know they've like reconfigured like Wario's like track, but it's never been this one again.
Yeah, they've like reimagined and had the name Wario in it somewhere, but yeah.
I think this was the first one that I knew the shortcut on, jumping
Oh,
over
yeah.
the wall and doing like 6
Well,
second
this is
laps.
another. If we're talking about developer-intended shortcuts,
Yeah.
if they didn't see this one coming, I feel like we should be allowed to jump that first wall. I mean, that wall is so short, especially where the I think they're called whoops.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning. I mean, geez.
That wall is so short, even I could step over it.
Getting ready to finish lap 2 here on Wario Stadium. Kyle in first. Boo's out.
Andy's. I don't know if he's going to hold that to see if he can grab a lightning. Probably. Yeah. It's also defensive against. So that's a good one to hold on to, just to make sure you're safe going over the course, the breaking course. So.
Yeah, Yale's going to cycle out of those reds to see if he can hold on to whatever item he picks up in fourth.
So the only thing Andy has to be, if he's holding on to that, he has to look out for is Kyle could get a boo and steal Andy's boo potentially.
Yeah.
Although I guess if I were Kyle and got a boo, I'd be waiting for the lightning.
Yeah.
Looking at Yale, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to casually see this one out. Like,
You're never out of it.
Oh, we didn't mention the
never out of
bombs.
yeah, actually, how do the bombs work in this game?
They're consistent, actually, believe it or not. And I'm consistently good at running into them because of that. They either sit in one spot on the course, so they run in a circle, basically. Those are different types of bombs. Some bombs, when you hit them, you go straight up, and some you tumble forward. But the key is there's a certain number of bombs per course. I can't remember, roughly 4 or 5.
I know it's at least 5.
Yeah. It kind of depends. The developers place them in sometimes nefarious places.
Yeah, it's only in versus mode. It's not in like
Right.
Grand Prix or.
So
anything.
they aren't player placed.
No, they're not player placed. And they're
Oh.
always in the same spot. So
Right.
Wario defends Wario Stadium, picks
Yeah,
up another 3 points.
The fake item boxes are player placed, so
Yeah.
those are, you can call them deeks or decoys. But yeah, those the player places down. A lot of times you put them right where a bunch of other item blocks
Yeah.
are, or you put them on a place that a lot of players go.
So Kyle in first, Andy in second, Yale in third, Johanian in fourth on that one. That changes. Kyle's 22 points in the lead, Andy with 18 points in second, and in a tied up for third and fourth, respectively, of 7 points across the two of them. And
On to Sherbert Land.
what race are we on now?
So that was the first one of Star Cup. So this is race 10.
And Sherbet Land has penguins that go sliding around.
I love penguins.
And they make little crying noises,
Yeah.
which are funny.
I hate crying noises.
There's also a giant, probably a mama penguin in the middle on the island.
Yeah, just like in Mario 64.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't pick up her children and throw them off.
Well, I was
the
about
edge
to
of
say,
the
can we
level.
not do that in this?
No.
Because if not, then I'm sticking to 64.
Yeah.
But
Mario
there's,
6, Super
but you
Mario.
can use them to get a shortcut. They're not going to do that on this mode, but you can run into them really hard and you can get a shortcut.
Ah, yes, because at a young age, I love to be taught that running into small animals is a good idea when driving.
Ooh. We got Kyle with the bolt. Let's see where he uses it. He's got to fight off these reds. Johanian. Johanian uses a couple of them.
So interestingly, this tunnel also, when they go into this cave, they're going below the water level. So you're actually like underwater here. If you hit the walls hard enough, you end up going underwater. It's kind of weird. It's unusual.
Lots of banana peels coming out of the cave.
Oh, also, if you fall in the water, on this level, you lose even more time than the typical level because you freeze into a block of ice.
So you got to wait for the animation for that before you then get
right.
rolled out.
It's a tricky animation, too, because most people are trying to do that triple tapping A to come back quickly or hold it down, and you might spin out. But Johanian was able to come back quickly from the ice.
They don't get a lot of practice on it, being just the one course.
Yeah, Kyle hits another banana coming out. That might secure up first place for Andy. Oh, Andy hits the penguin.
Maybe not.
Yale follows over. This is going to be a crazy finish. Is anybody going to swag it out? Yale in first.
Ooh.
That was really tight.
Yale picks up 3 big points to take him to 10. Andy in second. Picks up another 2, taking him to 20. Kyle in third. Puts him at 23. And on
Okay,
to Royal Raceway.
Royal Raceway, one of my favorite, probably my favorite course.
Another homage to Mario 64. We'll see
Yeah.
if anybody wants to go tour and play.
It's literally the castle from Mario 64, other than the textures for the windows are not properly placed on it. For some reason, they're floating. You can actually drive back there and visit the castle, which I doubt anyone will do during the tournament.
Right into the drink.
Yeah, goes into Lake Jimbo.
Like Jimbo. All these different names we've given from various tournaments over the years.
Yeah, so lightning is still important on this track.
Yes.
There's a couple different spaces to use it depending on if people are confident in getting over this large ramp when you're small. There is a way to get over it when you're small. And then there's also where Yale fell off in the hairpin turn. That can spin people out into the lake really easily.
Yeah, or if you miss the ramp, you end up getting stuck back. You have to do a 180, turn around, get back on the ramp.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably a little rattled because it happened, because then you'll miss the ramp again.
There's definitely
Speaking from personal experience.
Yeah. That's not the grass shortcut that you want to be driving over, but there are plenty of little cuts on this course. There goes the lightning right on the turn. Johanian goes into the drink. He's going to fight through and be able to take in second. Andy's still in first as we're approaching the jump for lap 2 here.
I mean, bearing in mind, considering we're on race 11 of 16, the amount of points that are still available now is that Johanian and Yale need to start playing a lot more aggressively to secure those first and second places, just because of the amount of points that are available. For either of them to have a chance, they probably need to work together to take off from the other two.
Yeah, and that would have to be a lot of fourth places, so that way they don't they can get the maximum amount of points on it.
Exactly.
It'll start to become mathematically impossible.
So Yale could get 15 more points, I guess. I think. If not,
Yale could get 18 more points if they got first in every single race.
Yeah.
There's 6 races, including this one. We should put maximum points to 28.
I think there's only 5 with this one. Right. Bowser Castle. We still have. Yeah, that's right.
So with that would be a maximum of 28 points, providing getting first in every single race. But that would require Kyle to also then not come in third or higher in at least 5 of those in all of those races.
Yeah, so I think if we got a pool shark here with Yale, he's going to, right about now is the time to step on that gas.
There you go. Lightning bolt out. We'll see. There goes Andy looking for the shortcut here. He clips the
Yale's not going to try
dirt.
it.
Yeah.
He's like, nope.
Ooh.
And did Andy try, or did he just get spun out?
He tried. He just hit the top of the dirt, and so you have to land in the grass, and then you just mash jump button. So not quite as far to the left. It's a tough jump, especially when you got like hyper competitiveness.
Yale, come on!
Oh. So Yale falls off. Kyle in first.
I mean,
Johanian's
really some
able to
tight
get the
races
second.
here, honestly.
Yeah. They're all close at the finish for sure. That takes Kyle to 26. Andy's at 21. Johanian at 9. And Yale at 10.
Bowser's Castle, Koopa's Castle. Got Marty on this course. Shout-outs to Marty. The green thwomp. The green actually blue, but the lighting makes him look green thwomp.
Yeah.
If you bump into him, he laughs.
There's a couple videos.
Same with me. You bump into me, I laugh. Don't try that at home.
A couple videos on YouTube of how to unlock Marty.
It's really difficult to do. Some ROM hacks where you can drive as Marty.
Oh,
living the dream.
The courtyard can be tough with these corners.
Yeah, I think there's certain spots where people fall in a lot, especially that really thin bridge.
Yeah.
After the sliding
makes it through after he hits the banana peel. Yeah, going down the steps into the hairpin around the courtyard is very difficult because you can't really turn when you're going down the stairs because you're in the air.
Well, and if you get stuck in the corner there, you can keep ramming for a while, and then you have to turn around, and then, speaking from experience again.
Yeah, you basically have to go into an A-B spin and make sure you line up properly to get out of it pretty quickly.
Yeah, so if you hold A and B down together while you're going slow enough, you'll go into an A-B spin state, and you can turn really, really fast, which is useful if you're stuck in a corner.
Ooh, the monkey gets a banana and falls into the lava.
Man. Yeah, so banana there. Another thing I can put there is a fake item box right there, so people tumble into the lava.
Yeah, you can even really get a technical placing of that decoy and like kind of drop it over the edge so you can't even see it when you're coming up, and then you just hit it because it's not really a ramp that you're jumping. You're kind of just falling off the top.
Yeah, if you put one of those fake item boxes, if you put it over ground, it will fall to the ground. But if you put it over lava or something like that, a void, it'll just float. So that's how you can put it literally in the air.
Kyle's around the spiral here. There's only one banana left. Yale's next to the spiral with Johanian right behind him. Here comes the monkey with the star.
I was afraid Andy was going to bounce into one of those guys.
He's got some defenses. What's he going to pull? Is he going to be able to make it? Yale holds him off right at the end for second. So 3 points for Kyle. Puts him to 29. Yale gets a second, goes to 12. Andy third with 22, and Johanian with 9 as we head into the final cup, Flower Cup, and should be a great finish.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. However, with 12 points maximum available for winning each one, it is now Johanian is pretty much just racing to see if he can help Yale or hinder. Won't be able to qualify now.
So Yale's got a shot at getting Andy. Yeah, he's got a. Now's the time, Yale.
Yeah, Yale needs to win everyone, and then Andy needs to come last in everyone.
he's not mathematically out yet. So
Yeah.
you gotta give him that.
I've crunched the numbers, and
Crunch him.
I
Crunch
pushed
him
the
again.
glasses up on top of my head.
But if you win Mario Raceway, the last track, that's bragging rights. You basically won the round regardless
Yeah,
of
pretty
what
much.
happened the first 15 tracks.
I mean, to be fair, all of these people that are racing here on stage, they've already knocked out other people off of the stage.
Absolutely.
So they've all got the bragging rights already just to be able to get this far. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like thinking that way, given
There's
those
been
about to go on stage. Yeah,
there's been a lot of
let's
great
keep that
racing.
mentality.
A lot of close races, a lot of close finishes. You miss one item block, you pick up an item block, the points can change really drastically. So, really anybody's race.
All right. He's hanging back to get those speed items. I can see it. We got it. Come on.
So, weird shower thought, guys. Isn't it strange that when you race, you aim to get the lowest number, but then you get the highest number of points?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
cross country, which I ran cross country, first place got 1 point, and low scoring would win. But yeah, in racing, first place gets the most for like track and field and stuff, and same with like NASCAR. So I guess.
Because if you didn't do that, your best option is to not do any races.
Well, yeah.
If you're adding them up, between various tournaments.
Yep. Lightning bolt going into round 3 or lap 3 with Johanian. Hits the bus. There's a decoy in the pit stop there. This course is also fun on mirror mode. If you play on mirror mode, the cars actually come at you, so you're racing against traffic instead of with it.
Yeah, it's too bad they don't do something like that more with the. Mirror mode, just changing left to right is not all that interesting,
Yeah.
but reversing something on the course, the whole course, which they happen to do on this one level, is pretty cool. This is also a unique course because those item blocks are in a line, so the person who's first can actually get them all and block the people behind them. You can also then put an item in there, like a lightning or a mushroom.
You see
or
Johanian go through those double buses? That was crazy.
Yeah, the double buses there on the 2-lane section of the road, because the road does get thinner here in the second half of the course.
Yeah.
They can be killer.
All right, Andy in first place will go up to 25 points.
Yeah, so
Danny in second will go to 11. Kyle in third going up to 30. Yale remaining on 12.
Yeah, I think Yale's mathematically out of
so
it
that'll
now.
technically put Andy and Kyle into the finals.
369, 12 plus 9 is 21, so that's the max
Kyle
amount of
has
points.
30 points. Yeah.
Yeah, so Andy and Kyle will be going on to the finals. Johanian and Yale are going to be racing for the glory of the final tracks.
Yeah, this is some bright
Yeah.
snow here on this one.
At least it's not yellow.
That's fair.
Yeah, don't eat the yellow snow.
14?
Frap Snowland. Yale.
I don't remember. I think he had 14. But we can check after this. We'll let them slow down between the track. Kyle at 30 and Andy at 25 is right.
I feel like we just had a Jeopardy moment where the scores were off. It's still mathematically impossible, but caveat, unless Kyle or Andy get disqualified. So.
Yeah. Sometimes the racers, we just want to go to the next course. Either shake off a bad one or carry that momentum forward. So it makes it tough in the booth to make sure we keep the right scores.
Oh man!
Oh, Yale made it.
Yeah,
he
he
didn't go
almost got
Yeah,
out of
that was
bounds
close.
there. Yeah, for sure.
Is it Lakitu or Lakitu? How do Yale pronounce?
I mean, it depends where in the world you are,
That's
really,
true,
isn't
yeah.
it?
And where is Carmen San Diego also?
Do you know what? I've been trying to work that out for years. Still haven't found out where they are.
Yeah, I've always said Lakitu, personally.
Lap 3 into the snowman mines. That star should benefit Kyle here coming through to the cave or the cavern.
Do you want to wreck a snowman? Drive your car right through it.
If you pause at just the right time, you'll go through the snowman.
Yep. Kyle in first for
Also not allowed.
Andy in second.
coming around. Yeah, this is where people trap this last turn a
Oh
lot
yeah,
too.
falling into that water is painful.
Yeah. You can snatch victory from the jaws of defeat or vice versa. So we'll
Yeah.
check the scores here. So yeah, that's Kyle at 33, Andy with 27, Johanian 11, and Yale 13.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yale
so
13,
so
Johanian
his score
11.
was right earlier than.
I just heard a voice in my ear go 14, and I was like,
I thought it said yellow 14.
well, I thought it said Yell 14,
Okay,
so I was like, 14!
Yell it out. We got a donation for $14. Anybody? Anybody?
Any
$14?
$14 donos? Just so I don't feel completely crazy.
So this one, oh man, this is another good spot for bananas around this. If you fall back down there, you end up losing the entire turn. And again, speaking from experience, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah.
If it happens multiple times in a race.
And then you have to go through the boulders again, and then they smack you,
Yeah.
and then you're just like...
The boulders that can crush you.
Yep.
I like to drive through there just acting as though I can't get crushed by the boulders, but in the back of my mind knowing that it can happen.
Yeah. And this course also the shells can kind of skip over the mountain and follow the mountain. So just because you're around a turn doesn't mean you're safe from a red. The red can pop over the mountain and hit you. The blue can take a really big shortcut. It doesn't even have to go all the way to the track.
Ooh, all right. Yale crushed. Crushed, and I think he might.
Spun.
Okay, he backed up. Good. I was afraid he
Johanian
was
spun out on the turn, hit the banana. He's going to fire off the star and get right back
Oh,
in there.
Yale off the side.
Reverse.
Yeah, so when you get a bit overly conservative and then you hit the inside wall, it turns
Flips
you out,
Yeah.
and then you fall off.
I've done that more than once.
Yeah.
We do have a $5 donation from Board Green Bean with the comment, I heart pace. It's the best time of the year. Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. Andy takes first on Chaco, puts him up to 30. Kyle in second place for 2 more points, brings him to 35. We're coming around the turn here for Johanian.
He's going a real. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he's
like
gonna make sure he
tapping
gets
the A
it,
button.
yep. No
Let's
items
not fall.
behind him. There we go. And then you just got to straighten it up on this turn, or else you can bonk on the walls.
Oh,
And
yeah.
There's also a bomb after the second hill, and you can just launch right into that.
That's one of the ones that you can just land on it. You can't. I mean, because it moves around, doesn't? Or is that one just stationary?
That one just stays right
Okay.
there. Yeah. So Johanian's got 12 points, and we're heading into Mario Raceway. Kyle at 35.
Andy at 30.
All right, shortest course in the tournament.
Yeah, this is a very fun one. It's much better to finish on this course. A nice fast one.
It also, this course has a bug where the trees, which there are many of, take up some of the memory slots that would otherwise go towards items like shells. So it doesn't take many shells at all to overload the memory, and then when you shoot a shell, it just disappears. And the item boxes literally will disappear too, so
Yeah.
you won't have any items to pick up.
Lots of item management to go on in your head while you're racing, while you got other people running around hitting you. So it's a really chaotic finish. It makes for some great final rounds for sure. This one is, we already know that Kyle and Andy are on to the finals, but it's still always an exciting race. You want to finish around
Well,
on a strong
especially,
point.
so Yale, Johanian are going for third
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, we could end up with a tie for third place.
Yeah, definitely.
And we break the tie by Toad's Turnpike extra mode.
Extra mode mirror.
Yeah,
battle
reverse
mode,
the
4
mirror mode.
players. Yeah.
I thought we were just having them go out back. And
Yeah.
Mano a mano.
Or it's a Mario 64 120 speed run.
Oh, yeah. 121.
Here we go.
Let's
Andy
be
Andy
precise.
brings it home. First place. Kyle in second.
All right, Yale clinches third.
Yeah.
nicely done. Nicely
Nice
done.
round, guys.
So with that, Kyle, Andy, you will be progressing. Johanian and Yale, let's give them a big round of applause for taking part again.
Yeah. Kyle with 37, Andy 33, Johanian 12, and Yale 14.
Yeah, no,
So-
absolutely. So these guys are going to be stepping off. I'm still going to be here as they're getting them all changed over. So
I think Kyle is coming in the booth with you for next round.
I believe so, yes. So
Awesome.
we'll have Kyle joining us for the next round. I don't know if we're going to be taking a break whilst we get set up for the next
Yep,
ones, or we're
we'll
just
get
going to
set
be
up.
talking. Cool. We're just going to do a straight swap, so we're still going to be here. So these guys are going to jump out. We're going to get Kyle jumping. And yeah, so give him a second.